Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 35, titled Cute. And this cover page is quite the opposite of the title, because this is the first time in a while I can say honestly that the cover page looks stupid. It looks bad. I don't like it. I've been liking the other cover pages, particularly the backgrounds. I like the backgrounds and the little artistic thing he's been doing with the background. So this one being just a splash of paint over a black space. I guess the purple's for Sasuke, I don't know. But anyway, this chapter picks up after the previous events that we all predicted would go the way they went. Like everything else in this series, it goes the way they tell us it's gonna go, right? No room for surprise. But Mamushi's dead, and they're talking about how he's driven by his instinct and so on and so forth, and how this feeling that he had, Mamushi's desire, even though it was warped, a twisted form of love, it was love nonetheless, of course, because Jura is obsessed with the idea of love, and he's trying to find this meaning and understand it. I hope the reveal for why he's so particularly interested on love out of all other aspects of the, human, I guess, spectrum of emotions and whatnot, right? He's so focused on this one, okay? Hidari asks the question that is kind of important that we've been all kind of wondering, right? This is one of the few things that kind of veered off from what we expected, even though it's not that much of a surprise. But what am I talking about? The fact that Jura didn't really have an attachment seemingly to any of the other tree people, any of the other Shinju. I know, I even thought, oh, maybe he might, react a certain way when somebody dies and whatnot. He hasn't cared about any of them, not even Ryu. But for some reason, he saved Hidari. This is a question we've been wondering and we've had for a while. Why Hidari? Why did he save him? If he is going to have this particular attachment and, I guess, feelings toward Hidari, why do they not also exist for the other Shinju? Right? This is kind of the question that pops up. And Jura doesn't know the answer either. He never thought of the answer, but he said that whenever he thought or pictured a future where Hidari wasn't there, he got sad. So he simply just cares about him for no reason, seemingly, right? Is it because of him being like Sasuke? I don't know. But Aida is sitting there watching this entire discussion play out, and I immediately thought, maybe it is just Bug, right? Maybe they tried to tie Bug to Aida, so he was the one who was able to see her and perceive her while she's using this ability. But I thought, hey, what if Jura just like out of nowhere turns around one of these scenes, and during one of these scenes while Ada's watching, and just comments and says, by the way, I don't know why she's over there, something like that. Who knows? Maybe Hidari and Jura both can see Aida, but they just don't care that she's there. They just simply do not care at all. Maybe Bug was the only one who cared and took time out of his, whatever he was doing to start looking at her, because, he loves her and all that other stuff, right? The feeling he has toward her. So I was thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if Jura just turned around and looked at her and started saying something, because he sees her the whole time, right? Boruto appears in front of Sarada, or, he's in the sky. He threw the kunai down, and I'm wondering, hey, why did he just throw this kunai down with the Uzumaki symbol on it? He's not going to pick it up. Sarada didn't pick it up. That's not a big problem, but I was just wondering, they should have showed Sarada pick the kunai up at least, right? And that she should have handed it back to him when she meets up with him later. But Kashin Koji talking to Inojin, okay? And Inojin is getting his new mission generalized to him by Kashin Koji. He's telling him, listen, I'm going to have this frog on you, and I'm going to speak to you. You're going to be on 24/7 call, right? Like a doctor. You're at home, we might need to call you into the office or the hospital at any point in time. So you need to be ready at all times, right? That's what he's telling Kawaki. We need you to be ready to pop your jutsu and connect everybody with your mind transfer network or whatever, right? I forgot what it was called. But we go forward, see Amado contacting Kawaki. And Amado has a little plan that he wants to work out with Kawaki, okay? Using these scientific ninja frogs. And I know I commented on the frogs before, and you know, why frogs in particular? I guess it's because this is what he's had laying around, and you know, it's so he can trick Kashin Koji in this exact moment also, right? It was just convenient to make them out of frogs, I guess. It's the same thing that he used for Kashin Koji's frogs. And by the way, I feel like it's almost contrived in the way we're supposed to believe this science works, right? I'm going to get into Kawaki's percentage distribution in a second, but let me talk about this frog first and foremost, right? Kashin Koji's scientific ninja frog, like Amado was saying, they're not living creatures. So, first of all, this makes me think back to how come Inojin can transfer his mind to a frog that's not a living creature, right? Right? They're not living creatures. They're scientific ninja frogs, just like I remembered, okay? Second of all, they're using all of these jutsus, okay? And summoning jutsu has been somehow put into a form of science through a ninja scroll or whatever, a button. You can use the summoning jutsu with a button. Okay, I can understand the, well, you know, devices harnessing chakra as an energy and they're being able to manipulate it to mimic same sorts of things that you might be able to do within your own body. But come on, I feel like this is like the highest level of bullshittery we can reach with how much the science is doing. Like, whatever though. I guess if you think about it hard enough, you can make it make sense in your own head. But I just wish they would take the time out to explain some of this pseudoscience bullshit to us so it can make more sense. Just even like perceivably off the cuff. Why shouldn't we have to sit here and think about how come, since he's saying the frogs aren't living beings, how come Inojin was able to transfer his mind into them? And Kashin Koji goes on to elaborate that he's able to control these frogs with his own willpower. Does he have a chip in his head? I don't understand how he's controlling frogs with his willpower. Like, what is going on? What type of mind can he make a fake mind? I'm confused. You know what I mean? Like, we need a little bit more elaboration on this pseudoscience, even in things like, you know, Iron Man, for example, when Tony Stark is doing a lot of extra bullshit with his science, it's still giving some sort of like explanation that you can try to make sense of, even if it doesn't make sense because it's not real in the first place, right? Like, you know, so on and so forth. It's still grounded in some level of realism, right? Quote unquote. This, in this unrealistic world, or obviously it's a fantasy world, you still need things to feel realistic within its own world. There's parameters that have been set, and we don't have any for this science. It's just free will. He can have a remote frog control Kawaki's number percentage, because he goes on to explain to Kawaki that he's distributing his attack power to a stat that he's somehow, you know, separated, and he's trying to say it's like chakra control. I feel like that type of blatant explanation isn't even good enough. I know I'm looking for an explanation, and when they finally give one, he tells us, oh, it's kind of similar to like you know how shinobis do chakra control. So I had your attack at 85%, your defense is in 15. What about Kawaki's body? How is he tweaking his defense? Is his body getting tough like steel? Like, how is this working? I don't want to hear somebody say, oh, he said it's like chakra control, so he's transferring his chakra to make his body tough, just like how Sakura punches stuff. No, that's not what's happening here. This pseudo bullshit science, I don't like it. Makes no sense. He can just make another android stronger than Kawaki. How come he hasn't done it yet? He's been making multiple bodies for his daughter. You know, how come he can't just make Delta stronger? He can't tweak Delta's stats and values. What is going on? Okay. It just doesn't make any sense how he can tweak Kawaki so much like he's a complete android when he was a living boy at one point. He's not, his whole body is not like technology that's hardwired. Half of the scientific ninja tech that he has developed inside of him is kind of biological in the first place. You know, he's transformed his hand into this thing made out of like hardened flesh and whatnot. He's transforming and morphing parts of his body and stuff. Where's the mechanics on the inside of him? You know, he's not an android. So I never liked this, and I still don't like it, and I actually don't like it even more with the whole attack and defense being separated on a chart. I do not like that. And Kawaki thinks Amado wants, in exchange for the new help he's going to offer him, he's saying, you know, I'm going to tweak your battle power on the fly in a battle so I can give you 100% whenever I need to with this super wireless connection I have. It's better than Bluetooth. Yeah, but I need you to do me a favor. He thought he was going to ask for his daughter to get the karma instilled on her, right? But that's not what he wants. We're going to talk about that later because it's going to happen soon, right? So we have Boruto and Sarada catching up, right? And is Boruto an asshole for this? Like, yeah, okay, he wanted Sarada to follow him outside of the village, right? So he threw a kunai down that she just left late, you know, outside of the glasses shop. And by the way, she finally got glasses, right? I forgot to comment on that earlier. She finally got her glasses, and I guess her prescription's a little stronger now. Watch her use her, I forgot what her ability's called, but watch her use her Mangekyo again and just go blind temporarily again. Probably this time she's gonna get eye drops, but I digress. But listen, so is Boruto kind of an asshole? Because I feel like the point of him flying to this tree before her and she's all out of breath and he just made her run, when they were outside of the village far enough, couldn't he have just floated down and like flew with her, or like teleported him and her to this tree with his flying Rajin? Because he, you know, he's there now, he can grab onto her and teleport, or he could have just picked her up and flew the rest of the way. Why did he make her run the whole duration, right? But anyway, they're here. You know, this is supposed to be like their little moment because a lot of people are buying into this like low-level cheesy romance bullshit. It's not even like a high-tier romance stuff. It's not even that much depth in this stuff, right? The characters don't have that much background in these areas unless you watch all the anime fillers and stuff. This is just, it's happening now. They're pushing this now, right? And it's cool. We already knew that this would have been the setup for the characters, right? These would have been the two characters and all that sort of stuff that this would have been possibly even done for, right? We always knew the potential was there, but now they're leaning into it more. So they're talking, catching up, having this dialogue. Boruto cracks a joke saying how the scar makes him look like a badass and all that. It makes him look cool after Sarada apologizes for the eye because they're just talking about stuff. The long story short, he tells her that Code wants to kidnap her, and she knows now. And apparently during the Mamushi invasion, the bug invasion, Code was hiding inside a bug's cloak, planting claw marks all around the village because, you know, the Shinju can all transfer between each other's marks the same way Code used to do between his own marks, right? We forget about it. Doesn't happen too much, but yeah, Code can do that. So I won't be surprised if he pops up in the final battle somehow, some way. But they have a plan. They need to destroy the claw marks around the village, but since that might take too long, Boruto wants to give Sarada these little charms or whatever you want to call them, whatever little symbols and pieces of metal that he's been carrying around this whole time. He wants to give her a couple of them so she can have them in her pocket. The plan is to let herself get kidnapped, and then when they take her to the base because Code wants to exchange her to the tail beast people, the tree people, Shinju, right? When she gets there, he wants her to throw them down so he can teleport to the area. And I don't like how they keep reiterating small things. Like, he tells her, and yeah, I understand she doesn't know this, but I feel like they're kind of telling the reader this. They're kind of trying to remind the reader too. Because, like, they didn't need to waste panels on this. He says, when you get there, drop them as soon as you arrive. And she asks him, why? Just do it. Like, why are you asking him why? But then he says, so that I can quickly and accurately pick up on the chakra if I'm better in them. Sensing my chakra is harder if you're still holding them. Why did he need to tell her all of that? But whatever, he told her all of that. So, it's another panel of Boruto, I guess, hesitating. He didn't tell her everything. Maybe, potentially, he's planning to risk his life in this mission, right? He might be gravely wounded. Who knows? I don't know. I think he already told her about Sasuke being a tree, right? So I don't think that's what he was about to tell her. But I thought it looks like he was about to tell her something, but then he ended up telling her just, you know, not to give up hope no matter what happens. So it's kind of like alluding to something that might happen, I feel like. So we go back to Hidari and Jura, and long story short on this, you know, Jura wonders what he's reading. Hidari says, I'm not reading it, I'm looking at a book. It turns out to be a book of cats with cat pictures all over the book. And this is another example of the host, or not the host, but I don't know, I forget what you want to call them. It's a more accurate term, I lost it in my head. But the Shinju people, whoever they're patterned after, whoever they're in the image of, they are exhibiting traits of that person. And Hidari is, I still think, obviously going to have his sort of interaction with Sarada. That's a little odd and different because, you know, he has the Sasuke in him is going to make him react like that, right? Because that's also his target still. But aside from that, what if Hidari tries to fight Code because Code is trying to attack Sarada? That might be a twist of events, right? But this guy's looking at the picture of cats because Uchiha, if you don't know, they have a whole contract with it's like a contract and a relationship with a cat ninja clan that helps them out and does stuff with the Uchiha clan. They have a whole bond with these cats, and Sasuke has been shown on multiple occasions to like cats. Okay, he's been feeding them, he's been seen petting them, he's been seen with a cat following him before, I'm pretty sure also, right? So we know Sasuke likes cats, and Hidari's reading a book about cats. So that's some Uchiha stuff, whichever way you want to go with it. Sasuke in particular, or just, you know, whatever, right? So he asks Jura, don't you find the cats cute? And Jura thinks about the word cute and a question mark. That's the title of the chapter. That's why it's called Cute, because of this new idea, I guess. The idea of not only love, but another aspect of why someone might love something is being thrown into Jura's mind, so it can deepen and kind of give him a more multifaceted view on this concept that he's trying to wrap his head around, which you know, I think is kind of a boring experience watching him do it at this point, because it hasn't really gone anywhere yet. But hopefully it does, right? Hopefully I'm talking too early. So we go on to Amado tracking down Inojin in the middle of the city, right? Inojin just looks stupid. He looks so dumb. I swear to God, I hate the way Inojin looks. He just looks like an idiot. He looks dumb. The haircut is stupid too. The way his head shape is drawn, his eyes are far apart. His jacket makes him look like a loser, especially because he has these shorts on and these little trash boots. Like, he just looks so stupid to me. He's walking around with a backpack and a blade. What? There's nothing in that backpack. You're not reaching in there in the middle of a fight. You're not on a traveling adventure. You're not with your team leader going from state to state like Naruto Sasuke did, going to the hit and miss village. You're not doing any of that. You're in your home village with a backpack on. You look stupid, okay? You look dumb. You look dumb. I hate the way Inojin looks. But anyway, Amado gives Inojin a scroll saying it contains battle data from the Mushi fight. And obviously this is not true. But he insists that it has to be delivered directly to Kashin Koji even after Inojin inquires and says something like, hey, well, can I just hand it to Boruto? It'll be faster to hand it to him because Kashin Koji lives in a weird place, right? So Kashin Koji, who has a frog on Inojin at all times, is listening in on this conversation. After Amado walks away, Inojin starts talking to Kashin Koji about what just happened. He says, okay, well, Kashin Koji says, I've never seen this scene in my prescience, right? We're in the dark. We're operating in the shadows right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. So he says, I'll still get the scroll. I'll take it from you, but to be safe, I'll check it after I get another update. I feel like the smarter way would have been to like have Inojin just put the scroll somewhere. I feel like, Kashin Koji is acting like an idiot here, right? He already was trying to hide his existence, right? The fact that Amado knows that Inojin is working with them, Kashin Koji is working with them, I don't think was directly revealed to everybody. So obviously Amado found that out on his own, and Kashin Koji should know that he found that out on his own. So this right here should be some sort of weird trick that he's trying to pull. He didn't even think that. I would have told Inojin, I would have had Kashin Koji tell Inojin, go tuck the scroll away somewhere else, go hide it, and then I'll open it up. You can find it, retrieve it, give it back to me when I get my next update. Don't even give it to me now. I don't want anything to do with it because I'm not supposed to have anything to do with it. I haven't seen myself doing anything with this thing, so I will not interact with it. Isn't that how his mind is supposed to be? I'm not going to interact with this thing at all because I haven't seen it in my updates. He's moving off of that right now, right? So he gave himself a blind spot. He reverse summons the toad with the scroll, the data inside the fake data, and out of nowhere, he notices something moving from the scroll, and before he knows it, Kawaki is behind him. He pulls his kunai out, but it's too late. Kawaki somehow, obviously, I don't know why, he has the most Naruto art style face in this panel so far. Even though it's not exact, and I'm not talking about Naruto in particular, right? I mean Kishimoto Naruto, that's what I should have said. He has the most Kishimoto Naruto art style face. And Ikimoto has drawn some kind of close faces and things to Kishimoto's art style, but none of them have ever been exact. None of them have been super close. They've been a little bit in the valley of it, right? Ever since, especially, he fixed Sasuke with curly hair, the Sasuke looks a lot more like how Kishimoto drew Sasuke, even though it's not exact, right? So that's a side note about the art. Kawaki has the most Naruto Kishimoto era-esque face right here, Shippuden style. Everybody else, even Inojin's older, but he's still drawing Inojin with a round face. It's so weird. He still has a super round face. But then this dude is walking around with a chin. An actual chin, right? So Kashin Koji gets caught off guard. Kawaki holding a frog. And Amado says the magic words, Culdesac, Kashin Koji. Or dead end, Kashin Koji. Right? Dead end Kashin Koji. That's his phrase to deactivate him, turned him off. I forgot what everybody else's phase is. I think he tells Kawaki not to run his mouth when the sun goes down or something like that, or he has some weird code for him too, right? Not to run your mouth or something, little brat or something, right? But everybody has a code. Not apparently in Japanese, most of them are played. It's a play on words. So the Culdesac, Kashin Koji, you know, something Koji Da. That is a play on words with his name. Okay, they're all a play on words with the person's name that the code is activated and linked to. So Kashin Koji gets knocked out on the ground, looking stupid, and Amado plans on reverse summoning him back to his lair for God knows what. Maybe he's trying to throw a Diddy party at his house and he needed this guy, the Diddy reincarnation, right? The Diddy Shinobi reincarnation. He needed him for the Diddy party back at the Leaf Village. So he's gonna reverse summon him and bring him back. And what is gonna come of this? This is probably the most, you know, one of the most surprising things, kind of, right? Like it's coming out of left field. Didn't expect it to happen. I wouldn't say it's the best surprise. It's not that crazy. I think it's stupid for Kashin Koji to have this happen to him with the type of character he is and how careful he's been this whole time, right? But regardless, nonetheless, it's happened, and I didn't expect it to happen. But what can we expect from here? Will Amato secretly actually upgrade Kashin Koji? Was he forcibly trying to upgrade him, or is he gonna? Is this what was foreshadowed by Amato, kind of internally thinking inside of his own head about how Kashin Koji obtained the ability that he has to see the future, and he didn't know that he obtained that? Is he gonna try to extract the cells, the Otsutsuki DNA from inside of him, or is he going to try to extract the jutsu from him, right? Maybe implant it in himself, maybe use it for his daughter, who he's turning into a weapon. Who knows? We're going to find out. So it's either he's going to try to upgrade him, or he's obviously he captured him to research his prescience and maybe either understand it or obtain the ability for himself. It would be really something if he stole it from Kashin Koji and Kashin Koji wakes up in a panic because he can't see the future anymore. But I doubt that would happen, right? He would still have it. Amato would probably have his own copy of it, or some of his cells or whatnot. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and he's upgrading Kashin Koji. Who knows, man? Like I said earlier, he can just make different robots that are way stronger than Kawaki. He can make Kawaki stronger than Kawaki. He can make Kawaki stronger than Madara, Naruto, with the fucking Kurama Fox. He's stronger than everybody now. Stronger than everybody. And it was once stated before, apparently, that Naruto, as a grown man, had like dimension-shattering power. He can shake dimensions with his power just from releasing his chakra. But then he's fighting people like this, hand to hand, getting killed. He's already gone. No, not killed for real, but you know. And then Kawaki, who was getting stronger than him physically, and fight people toe to toe from one little tweak and boost of his percentage. And his percentage has been tweaked even more since then, because I think Amato had him on 50-50. Now he had him on 85-15. Now he could put him up to 100. What's the 15% gonna do? If he's that much drastically stronger with 15 more percent, then I call bullshit. Okay, he's already way stronger than like the past characters, Naruto and Sasuke. You know, if he's on par with Boruto and Boruto was able to stop Naruto in the past from like interfering in him and Kawaki's fight with one air gale palm, right? Then yeah, this is how the power scale is going. Like, these people, they've been stronger and getting physically stronger than a lot of the characters that Naruto's obviously been stronger than, right? Since Hokage, he's stronger than all his past opponents. Plus the future ones, they're just getting too strong. Hopefully Amato gives Kashin Koji a boost. And Damien was disappointing. I forgot to say that about last chapter. Damien's fight was disappointing because I thought he'd be more of a a problem. His ability, I hate his ability. It sucks. Like, there's no point in having a fight. Such a waste. Such a waste. But I don't even think we saw his second ability, did we? I can't even remember if it was significant or not. Like, if we saw it, he's supposed to have 2 abilities. It's stupid. Or did they just split it up between, like, he has to put his hands on people versus the other one? Is that how they tried to weasel in that, oh, this is the second ability? I don't know, man. I think Boruto, I only still cover it because it's Naruto. And, you know, I try to be unbiased. And I'm not being biased in a lot of areas, you know, except for when I say things like maybe how bad Inojin looks, because some people probably like his design. Other than that, I'm giving it a fair critique, okay? I give it a fair critique starting from the cover page. So I'm just not gonna like what I don't like, and I am out of here. I'll see y'all around.